Sharon here.
Hello, Sharon here. I'm apparently, as Jen just said off camera, always grubby lensed. I haven't got dirty glasses. I'm always grubby lensed.
Sharon has managed to sleep on her glasses and bend them. And I was looking at them, and then she pointed out the fact that look how dirty they are. I said, "You're always grubby lensed." I couldn't stand. I just one little smear on mine, and I have to clean it. It's funny saying that. I don't know how it happens. I might have mentioned it to you before, but I have my morning coffee. My morning coffee is just a problem area. They end up filming with chocolate on my face. Right. Or I don't know how it happens because I don't splash it, but I always get a splash of chocolate on the lens of my glasses.
You have chocolate in your coffee?
Well, the sprinkle on it's the cappuccino, isn't it?
Oh, I see.
So I sprinkle it on there. But
I was wondering.
When I've drunk later on, I sort of look and I thought, what's that on my glasses? And it's like a splash. I don't understand how it happens because I don't exactly throw it at your face.
What you'll need to do is set the camera up and film yourself.
Good idea.
Having your camera.
Having your camera. For me cappuccino.
Set your coffee up.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
And see when and how it happens.
Yeah. Anyway, we filmed. We're always having problems with our podcast, as you know.
Yeah.
We did
Nothing
film another
to do
one,
with our age
and it kept
gender.
no, it kept going wrong. And I tried to piece this podcast together, and it wasn't working very well. So we're a bit behind now on getting podcasts out, but today we're having another go.
And we are in Jan's garden again.
We're in the garden again, and you can probably hear the birds and that. Yeah, we've just sat in what was the guest garden now, and it's a little bit more shady, but again, it doesn't stop the wind, and
nice.
We've got the sun straight on us. So yeah. Anyway, hope all of you are well. I'm trying to think what the last podcast was that people would have commented on. I can't think.
No idea.
No. So I apologise if... I'll try and have a look while we're chatting.
I'm having a hair crisis.
I am actually. I think we need to get a haircut.
I've got a slide in, but I've reached a point where I can no longer fringe. Because this is the length
beyond
of
fringe.
it now.
Yeah. So you can only go...
But I don't particularly like it off my face either. So I think it looks like a moon.
Of all the crises to have, a hair crisis isn't that bad, is it really?
But how your hair looks really... Well, it certainly affects my mood.
No, it does. I know what you mean.
So I've been growing this on and off for about a year now, haven't I?
Right, got a podcast. Here we go. Let's find the last one. The last one was out. The one which was unscripted, unfiltered. But most of them are.
I was going to say that we're always.
Yeah, that's the one we were last sat in the garden, actually.
Oh right, was that?
Did you have the same top on?
Do you know? I think I've got the same top on. Different trousers.
Different trousers, yeah.
I've got these ones. They're very light,
Not
but
that you can see what she's talking about.
I've just put my knee up.
Yeah, that helps.
But they're actually very, very pale green.
Oh, are they?
And I think over time...
Must be very pale. I didn't notice the green at all.
Oh, I've lost my rabbit's foot.
Oh,
look.
She's got a wind muffler. Watch that. Well, mind your shoulder on the table. Obviously didn't click it in.
I didn't click it in properly, did I? It's 12 o'clock as well, Jan.
Yep. Lunch will have to wait.
On. Can you
Right.
Thank you.
Oh, hang on, did I just turn that off?
I don't wear this very often either because I like it, but because it's linen, it looks like a dish rag by the time I get home. So it normally goes into the wash after one wash.
Yeah.
And then it's after one wear rather, not one wash. And then it just sits in the ironing for a couple of months.
Okay, right. I'm just
Leslie.
looking at the comments from the last podcast. It seems familiar to me, but that might be because I've obviously read them many times. But if I do repeat it, I'll cut it out. But then you won't.
You'll never know.
Yeah, exactly. What load of
I think it's the one that you tried to edit together that failed.
Right.
That's why it sounded familiar.
So this first comment is from Leslie. Hi Jan, I enjoy your chats and all your videos. Keep doing them. And in the last one, we were sat at the fire pit, and behind us was the yucca trees. And she asked if they were yucca trees, but I did have to check with Duncan because I just didn't remember. So yeah, but she says, and she was talking about in your yard. Whereas we
now I remember
to
this
us,
now.
Yeah, to us it's
Yes.
garden, whereas
Yes.
Americans say yard, whereas
They
to
do.
us, yard is, we said it's like a scrap yard, something like that. Is the way we think.
And a yard would just be concreted over, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's
it wouldn't be. Yeah,
It's
the
weird,
plants
isn't it?
and grass.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is weird.
Because we'd spoke also about the baby boomers, Gen X and all that. And
Oh, yes.
And Leslie, apparently you were born in '69, so you're a mere baby. Actually, same year as Duncan was born, and you said you feel more like a boomer than a Gen X. She doesn't sing in the shower because we've spoken about singing in the shower. But she does her best thinking in there. I'm never in there long enough to think, to be honest.
Yeah, I do a bit of thinking and singing. And
They do say a lot of people do their thinking on the toilet. I'm probably more likely to do it there.
yeah, I tend to play games on the loo. Something which disgusts.
Well,
Max.
a lot of people don't like the idea of sitting on the toilet with the phone, but I know there's a lot of people that do it.
It's
On
not
this
as if-
card,
I'm sorry to be graphic, but it's not as if I get my hand.
no,
Over
exactly.
the phone.
Yeah.
I use the phone. I put the phone down to do whatever business I need to do.
Yeah,
I flush, wash my hands, then I pick up the phone again.
yeah, exactly.
It's not involved.
Well, I've even on that.
But Max didn't
One of
like it.
one of the birthday card sites that I ordered from, one of the
Yes.
birthday cards is someone sat in the loo with the phone, so it's
I
obviously
think
a known.
I sent that to Callum actually. Yeah, because Max lent me her phone when mine died,
Right.
and she said, use
You
it as
haven't
long as.
used- right,
Well, she
don't
said
use it in the loo, or-
use it for as long as you like. Don't take it to the loo. She knows I do because we've been on holiday.
She's
together.
she has a bit of a phobia with germs.
Yeah, she
doesn't
is a bit of a hygiene.
Yeah.
Person.
Betsy said, "Love your videos. They always make me smile."
Hello, Betsy.
Which,
We've been wordling, haven't we, Betsy?
yep,
Yeah.
we do some of our online games and share with Betsy.
Yeah.
Renee said, "Look at the both of you. It must be so nice outside," which again it is today as well.
Yes.
Sky is cloudless and so blue again.
It
It's the
is.
same again.
It is. It's lovely.
Yeah, and she's a baby boomer.
We should do a gratitude
Apparently-
list.
In her honest opinion, apparently, boomers are the
Boomers are
best,
best.
because we have so many lost and forgotten life skills and talents. And
This
this
is
is
true.
true. This is true.
But I think a lot of young people are rediscovering those.
What the skills?
Yeah.
They are gradually.
Crochet is very in at
Yes,
the moment.
Yes. Yeah.
And a lot of people going back to making their own clothes and buying second hand. And yeah, there's
It's
quite
good.
a movement towards that again.
And we are here to help. And we were witnesses to many historical events. Yeah.
We were.
So she uses like the Nosey Jug, as we call it, to trigger positive and occluded emotional memories. Because I said I couldn't remember what she done. So remind us again, Renee.
I think we had
what
to
it
look
is.
up occluded.
It must be
as
some
well.
sort of
Did we look up occluded?
some sort of therapy, I'm assuming.
Yes. Yes.
We might have looked up occluded, but I can't remember.
I'm going to look it up now. Bear with.
Sorry, we're not educated enough to know all these words.
Stop, close up or obstruct. Okay.
Oh, so okay.
Obstructed memories. So maybe you're shutting down a memory
Yes, yeah,
and the
yeah,
jug
yeah.
will open it up.
Right. Yes. So
Oh,
that
yes,
makes
that's
sense
where
when
I
you read
remember
back.
it from. An occluded weather front.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
And also, I'd spoken about the
related at
fact
all.
that I was coming off of Facebook. I'd just got really fed up with the fact that
Yes.
it's just so depressing and everything.
Toxic.
Even Sharon's been considering it.
Yeah.
And she just said she agreed social media is all doom and gloom and toxic now, but she keeps the Facebook page open, but mostly unattended.
I can't remember the name.
I didn't keep it open because I knew I'd be too tempted.
Yes.
I mean, I do go in the back door, as I call it, because I kept Messenger because I still want people to contact us, especially for work for Duncan. So I click on the Messenger, and in the corner of Messenger there's a little F. So I click on that, and I feel like I'm going in the back door.
Yes.
Just have a quick look and come out again.
Yeah, there are people though that I only talk to on Facebook, so I think I would miss out talking to them if I came off.
Yeah, well, see, I do know that if anybody really needed to contact me, they could get through Messenger. So
Yes,
I always hope that.
Yeah.
Because if I speak to any of my cousins and that, generally, I mean,
Yes.
they might briefly on the actual page, but generally it'll be in a message.
Yeah.
She just says she watched all her YouTube subscriptions as well, and since I don't have a cell phone, which is unbelievable in this day and age,
It is,
but I
isn't
don't
it?
blame you, Renee.
I don't know
Sometimes
how-
wish I'd never started, but
Can't do it.
we use it too much now to do without.
Couldn't do it. I don't have a plug-in phone though.
Oh, a landline, you mean?
Landline.
Yeah.
That's what they're called.
But you're obviously doing this on the computer then, sending messages to us. And apparently she lives in the rainforest.
Oh wow.
It said, I live in the rainforest boonies, surrounded by giant trees and the Pacific Ocean.
Boonies.
Yeah.
What's a boonie, Americans?
And the other apps seem pointless. Right, okay.
Boonies.
Thank you so much for the entertaining, unfiltered chat. I do enjoy the podcasts. So that was Easter, so it was 2 weeks back.
Boonies is a thinly settled rural area.
All right. We learn something every day, Renee, don't we?
An area that is not close to any towns or cities.
Right.
So what would we say, out in the sticks?
Yeah, I suppose you would.
Why do we say out in the sticks?
No idea. That's a weird one, isn't it?
Yeah. So boonies
Another
is...
thing we say and don't really think about what we're saying.
No. It's true.
One more was Jo Ellen. She said, I wish I had dreams like Sharon. Her dreams are fun, mine are stressful.
I do have stressful ones as well. Normally work related. We talked about this a lot.
Yeah.
Seeing as I haven't worked full time for over 10 years and I still dream about work.
But you did end up leaving work because of stress at work, didn't you?
Yeah. So maybe that's the connection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and she said about the dream you had about the walking seafood. So yes, apparently all the seafood was walking,
In
but
the
then
kitchen,
we did.
little baby octopuses
But
and
yeah,
everything.
but was it only seafood with legs, or was it just another weird dream where all the seafood had legs?
All the seafood had legs.
Well, there you go.
Looking back, I don't think there was much in the way of water. I think they were just walking around the kitchen, if I remember rightly, and I just had to pick what I wanted to eat. Yeah.
And because I think we were talking about the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, weren't we? That's right, because we were saying about how
the cow type thing used to turn up at your table and go,
that's it, yeah.
fancy a bit of rump,
That's it, yeah.
and you could just pick it off the animal, which is...
Yep, so again, thank you for commenting, and I know Renee's subscribed, I know Betsy's subscribed, hopefully everybody else is.
Yeah.
But if you're not...
It is free.
Yeah, it
doesn't tie you into anything.
Yeah.
It just makes us look more popular.
Well, we were saying that some people start the process.
Oh yes, it was Judith, wasn't it, who said she started to subscribe and then Google, because YouTube is owned by Google. She was having to agree to a lot of kind of Google cookies and things and got worried about it. But I don't know if that's subscribing to YouTube, which does cost, because then you're paying to have an ad-free YouTube, aren't you, if you subscribe to YouTube, rather than our individual podcast. I don't know.
Oh, never thought of that.
Because you can't you? You can subscribe to YouTube and then you're paying monthly.
Well,
and you're
but you don't have to do that. Though.
No,
you
you don't
watch it
have to
without.
do that, but
Yeah.
it costs you.
Yeah,
So I don't know if
it's
it's
$12.99 a month or something, which is
it?
quite a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot.
So we've never done it. We've done the ad-free a couple of times. Just for one time for a couple of months.
When it was on offer.
Yeah. And it is lovely not to have the adverts, but the adverts pay me my little pittance when I do get it.
You see, I quite like the French adverts because I try to understand what they're saying.
Yeah, that's the thing, because we're in France, we do get French adverts, so it's probably might be different for you. But,
I saw the shit one the other day as well.
What one?
Shit.
Which one? I can't remember what that was for.
It's spray cleaner.
Oh, a spray cleaner, yeah.
And I think in the UK it's spray wipe and it's gone or something, isn't it?
Oh,
Do you know
right,
that sort
okay.
of thing?
Yeah.
But here they go shit, which must be the noise of
that
the
makes
spray.
the spray, yeah.
So they say. I'll have to actually look at what it actually said.
Yeah.
I just laugh at the shit every time.
But going back to that, I've just returned from the UK from visiting family, and discovered that my
Left me
daughter
behind.
Emma, if you're watching, and hoping you are now that we've gone through all the process.
Auntie Shaz is here. She always calls me Auntie Shaz.
Yeah. She wasn't subscribed, and so we went through the process while I was with her.
Okay.
And I could see how some people would be a bit put off and find it a bit complicated, but she did it in the end.
Yes, yeah.
I can't remember exactly what the stages were. Maybe I need to ask her again. But it's nothing. There's nothing fearful in it, unless you really, 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 really do not trust social media and everything. But to be honest, there's always a way in, isn't there? Really.
You're watching YouTube anyway, so
yeah, exactly. So it's
difficult.
Yeah, I don't really understand. I don't remember it being so complicated when I first subscribed.
See,
Unless it's changed since then.
Yeah, I always. 9 times out of 10, I watch YouTube on the telly, and there it's quite easy. I'm just.
Yeah, see, I
That's a
watch it
remote
on the
control.
TV. I watch it on my computer.
That's just kitchen spray.
Yeah, watch it on the TV, the computer, and here. So all of them. But I was scrolling through my phone the other day, and I was looking for a screenshot, and I thought to myself, do I use any of these screenshots? I very often put them on the computer, especially if they're sewing related, because I've got a file.
Yes.
And generally they're just pictures of something that I've thought I could possibly make that. So they're not complicated things, but they're things that I might see as a challenge. So it's just to give me ideas, but do you know, I don't know how often or whether I even look at them half the time.
No.
But
I do that on Instagram because it's really easy to save whatever you're watching, whatever you're watching
it
on
is,
Instagram.
and then I forget how to get to them on Instagram.
Yes, but I've got so many things saved that I've never had a second look at.
Yeah.
Quite often recipes.
Yeah, well, I went through recently actually and deleted all the recipes because although I may have used one or two, once I've used them, I usually try and remember the recipe and I don't have to look again. But yeah, there's a lot. I mean, I've got
iPhone fee.
I just thought it'd be interesting to see what screenshots we've got, and just to show you what silly things we hang on to.
Did you not want to do dreams today? Or...
We'll do dreams in a minute. I thought I'd do this before the camera dies.
Okay.
I've got one which is a word,
right,
which is clinomania. Desire to stay in bed. A person who, I do really hope this wind isn't bothering you, but we have got our mufflers on. A person who is clinomaniac, loves the bed, pillows and blankets very much.
Yes.
That is you, isn't it?
That is me.
Yeah. I think when you're not feeling very well, sometimes I'd feel like that, but yeah, no, it's not.
I like my bed. I'm very comfortable laying down on my bed.
Yeah.
By saying that, I had a real pillow issue in the night.
Oh, did you?
Couldn't get comfy. Just couldn't get comfy. Kept waking up and because my neck was. I must admit, Val did work our neck and shoulders quite hard.
Yeah, I'd forgotten of that.
Yesterday.
Yeah, because I
So
was
maybe it
aching
was
a bit
that.
today, and I was blaming the weeding that we did when we got back from holiday. But yes, we had chair fit.
Val's fault.
Yep, it could have been.
Yeah, I tend to save things I find funny. So I've got one, I think this is from Instagram. It says, a woman cannot survive on books alone. She also needs a cat.
I've got a list of the school holidays because I saved this trying to plan a holiday with the family, so I had to coordinate and see what school holidays were to see if we could do it, but that went out the window.
Yeah. News or get Instagram, because if I thought if this actually happens, I want to be able to say I knew about that.
Okay.
And it's an underwater volcano off the coast of Oregon, maybe about to erupt.
Oh, okay. But it's another disaster thing, Sharon. See, that's why you saved it, isn't it? I've got more. This is more my for me really. I've got a recipe for making my own Baileys.
Oh, good. Not that I like Baileys, but I like the idea of making your own drinks. It's a little mouse. We could put these up on the screen if we wanted to. With a blanket round its shoulders, and it's saying, "I'm staying home today. I think I have mood poisoning."
I've got a receipt from saying my payment was paid successfully.
Yes.
And that was my payment to CPAM, which is the medical department.
I've just seen a screenshot.
Right.
And I screenshotted it to remind me to do it.
And you didn't do it?
I forgot. It's the basket weaving.
There you go, see? Oh, you didn't book it?
I've got it.
Oh, we still might have time. We
Jan.
had an email, I think it was an email, come through from Mayenne Tourism, and they give us a load of things that are going on that you can go to and that, and one of them was basket weaving, and we just said, well, I think I sent it to you and you said it sounded interesting, because I hadn't read the email properly. That's me all over. And I said to Sharon, basically, while I'm in the UK,
could you book it?
So
I screenshotted it.
Screenshot it, and she never did it. I've got a thing, I remember screenshotting this on holiday, because we were talking about insect repellent and mosquito repellent, things like that. That's a mosquito repellent, obviously.
Yes, it's not like the spray.
It's a similar thing.
Why is it? Is it got a? Is it a push on the top?
I just have my hand the wrong way round. It's there, I think.
Is it, or is it a push on the top?
It could be, couldn't it? But that would only be that.
It would only be that, because the whole hand is really
apparently
too much.
If you've got DEET, D-E-E-T in it, it's an effective insect repellent, apparently.
Okay.
So because we always thought sometimes they don't work, do they? So I thought I googled it, obviously, and I was looking to find out, how do you know it's a good insect repellent? And that is it. And don't ask me to say what the DEET stands for, because it's too, I don't know if it's Latin, but it's hard to say.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Years by millions of people worldwide to repel mosquitoes, ticks, fleas, biting flies and chiggers. Now, what's a chigger? You can look it up now.
Yeah. Chiggers are
This is one of them, so you can't say it.
Commonly referred to in North America as chiggers, and in Britain, not Brighton either, is it?
You're about in Britain?
Yeah. And in Britain as harvest mites.
Oh.
Also known as berry bugs, bush mites, red bugs and scrubbitch mites.
Yeah, because harvest mites are a nightmare, aren't they?
Chiggers are often confused with jiggers, which is a type of flea.
And we've talked about recipes. I've got hot curry roasted cauliflower.
Oh, that sounds nice.
It does sound nice, doesn't it? And I've got peanut butter frozen yoghurt bars. Cinnamon donut bread.
See, I'm not a huge fan of cinnamon.
I'm not really, but I did think the whole
It's supposed
thing,
to
the
be very
picture of
good.
it looks lovely.
Yeah.
I'll put it on the screen.
It's supposed to be very good for you, isn't it?
Yeah,
cinnamon?
it's got a lot of good properties.
Yes.
This is banana bread cookies.
Ooh, I do like a banana bread, even though I don't like bananas. I have taken pictures of things. One was this, which is if you have ever bought an IKEA bed that has the slats. So this is slats mounted on a wall.
Oh, right.
And then used in your garden.
And they did that in one of their displays?
Yeah. This is why you need to walk around the displays.
Yeah, see, IKEA are quite inventive sometimes.
As usual, I've taken pictures of sofas because I always go there thinking, oh, can I find a sofa? Well, you haven't seen my room turn around, have you?
You showed me a picture.
Yeah.
It stayed there.
It stayed there.
Sharon moved her front room around a bit.
Yeah.
So just...
Sofa's where the chair was where the sofa was.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway. So again, I really, what they call a sectional. I really want a thingy with a chaise longue area, like a L-shaped.
Right, yeah.
But I have got a small living room and I'm restricted because I've got the log burner as to where things go. But yeah, I took some photos of some other ones that maybe I will get sometime in the future.
What sort of screenshots do you save?
Yes.
Or do you just not bother? I've got one here which is the end of a tape measure.
The end of a tape measure?
And sometimes I find it difficult, not necessarily reading the tape measures, the obvious ones, but there's the little bits in between which I'm not all that sure what they actually are. And this is a picture, again I'll put it on the screen, and it says how to read a tape measure.
I've got a screenshot of my flight. So I'm going to the UK in August. So I don't need to screenshot it because Ryanair have already sent me an email. But I did screenshot it.
But it's handy to have on the phone because, as I say, we've just come back from the UK and we flew and we used our screenshot on the reader.
Yes.
So you just hold your phone over it and it reads it. So
yeah.
So it was good for that. And also for those that sometimes use Gatwick, things have got a little simpler there. I can't remember if I said to you, but now, I mean, we knew it was coming and they've taken a long time getting going. But you know, you have to normally, you can only have your 100 ml of liquids.
Yes.
And you have to put them in a bag and put them separate and in the box.
Yes.
Now you keep everything in your bag.
And it picks it up.
And it scans. Yeah. And he's standing there announcing, so, leave everything in your bag, leave everything in your bag. Yeah. And we go, result. Only I didn't get pulled over, but Dunk did because he had his tablet in there. And they just wanted to check that. And we also had some biscuits, on the coming back, we had some biscuits in there that Duncan's sister bought him. And we thought they might not like the fact we were bringing food in, and she said, "Don't worry, I'm not going to take your biscuits from you."
Right, okay.
So that was so if you're going to Gatwick Airport, and some of your airports probably already do it, but ours has only been doing it for the last couple of months. So
yes, yeah, I've been picked up for weird things because I say we always had to keep our liquids separate.
Yeah.
I've been picked up for having Vaseline in my bag.
Right.
And I thought Vaseline's not a liquid, but
no, it is a cream.
Yeah.
It's a cream. It's
mascara.
Yeah, you can hide things in it, I suppose.
Mascara's another thing.
Yep. That's the thing I was worried about because I forgot on the way out to declare my aloe vera gel, and I didn't have my lipstick then. I bought my lipstick while I was there, and coming back I didn't think so.
Yeah.
So it was all just in my bag. So now they scan it, they don't question it if they know what it is generally.
Interesting, isn't it?
Yeah. So
I found another one which we might want to go to. Mind you, that's a biggie. A biggie. It's not biggie. It's a big. No. Busy.
Oh, busy. Okay.
It was a combination of big and busy, wasn't it? I said it's a biggie. It's a busy weekend.
Okay. What coming up?
24th and 25th of May. It's just lots of things on, isn't there?
So it's this weekend.
Is it this weekend?
We're going to Frank and David's on Saturday
Is it this
to watch
weekend?
the Eurovision.
No. It's
Have I missed?
Yes. It's next weekend.
Oh, okay. Well, this weekend
Friday.
we're going to Frank and David's to watch the Eurovision. So
We are.
They said it'll be a lovely camp evening, so it'll be quite funny.
It would be funny, wouldn't it?
He did just message me to say if we are too tired and we can't wait for the results, it'd be fine if we left. I'm planning on having an afternoon nap to help me keep going.
Yes. I might do the other way round. I might have a really lazy Sunday.
Yeah,
after.
see, I doubt Duncan will probably do that as well if he decides he wants to stay long enough. But normally
it will be a laugh.
It will be.
It will be only Duncan that's not fancying all the young men.
yeah.
It'll be like they're off again.
Got on here, it's about herbs, but I don't know why I initially looked this up. I think it must have just caught my eye, and I was looking. Might have been when I was looking up
done that yet
for banana
either.
recipes.
Sorry. Another thing
Thinking
I
out
haven't
loud.
done.
I actually found out that a banana is actually a herb distantly related to ginger, which I was surprised because it's nothing like a herb or a ginger, is it?
Ginger's a root, isn't it? And bananas grow on trees.
Yeah, it says since the plant has a succulent tree stem instead of a wood one, the yellow thing you peel and eat is, in fact, a fruit because it contains the seeds of the plant. But yeah, so
distantly related to a herb.
Yeah. There's also the scientific name for a banana is musa.
Musa.
That's what Musa balbisiana. The scientific names for bananas.
Oh, okay.
I know you've wanted to know that all your life, haven't you? I know. Go on.
I've got another one of those little sayings that you save. So I've got, some people wake up feeling refreshed. I wake up feeling like I need a nap to recover from waking up. There's a really grumpy child, which I think I do look like.
Post that was on Facebook, and I must have gone in the back door to get this one, but it was just about, I think I'd heard something was happening and I went in to see if anybody was saying anything about it, and it's about how our A&E, the urgence as called here, has now changed in 3 local hospitals. Now we have to call 15 before going to the hospital and then tell them what the problem is, whether they will say that warrant's coming in. Yeah. Because apparently they've had some problems with abuse to their staff, which I was quite shocked about. Because I know it's just usually just impatient people or something, isn't it? That just can't wait their turn or.
They said a few years ago when their French wasn't as good as it is now, had rung 15. They said they were really, really helpful.
Oh, that's good to know.
And they actually, they got so far, and then when they realised Jane was struggling, they actually found someone who spoke English to take her on to the next process. But
I think that would be a concern for most of us, wouldn't it?
Yes.
If you're phoning, and when you're in a panic, if you're not feeling well or something's happened, that French is just going to probably leave your brain, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Or it could have the other effect and kick in, you know.
Yeah.
But it's good to know that they are recognising that need. That's good.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah. Just list your symptoms in French before you ring.
Yeah. I mean, you don't always have time if it's urgent.
No, you don't.
All you can do is, just ring and hope for the best. What have you got now?
Got lots of pictures of Vimto for some reason. No idea why.
My hair keeps blowing in my face and
this was funny.
Me.
It's not a screenshot. Look, there's a picture of me and Marley and me, like the dog, which is my youngest's partner. Oh, fiance now.
Oh, fiance now, yes.
Because there was recently a proposal. And the two of us, I don't know, we were sat on a wall or something, and somehow by pushing on the picture I've managed to pick up just the figures,
deleted the background
and put them on a white space.
Well,
and I can't do it again.
I was going to say, you're not going to be able to tell me how, are you?
No, but I sent them to them going, I think that's fees think they were showing me how they meant to buy a little bottle of Vimto and ended up with a giant one. Because Fee and I both have a reputation of online shopping, of buying really small things when we wanted a big thing, or really big things when we wanted. Yeah.
I tend to go, I must admit, I mean, talking about that, that's probably one that I would have got rid of, because I too tend to go and have a clear out sometimes.
I do.
But I've still got quite a little lot, as I said, and if I was on the computer, there'd be loads. Right. Someone shared on here about recycling.
All right.
On the, again, this might have been an older one before I left it, but it was talking about what you can and can't recycle.
In France?
In France.
Oh, right, okay.
So that I shared that up again. I've not properly read it, but it's to remind me.
It's funny, isn't it? Because I listen to things and I don't know if it means worldwide or in America, but a much smaller proportion of plastic gets recycled than we think.
I saw something
really
not that long ago, and it was just showing how little is actually recycled. And you can't help in the end thinking, well, why are we bothering?
Yes, exactly.
Because
it makes you think, well, I'm giving up then.
We need more people to learn and discover ways of reusing the plastic. I mean, I showed in one of my videos, I was wearing recently some earrings that I bought in Morocco that were made from the coffee pods.
Oh, yes.
Little coffee pods.
Yes.
And just things like that, so there are people out there with the talent to do it.
The thing is, there's no incentive to do it.
No, not there, exactly, because they don't.
What governments need to do is ban virgin plastic. So no first time use of plastic anymore. And then people would get used to recycled plastic, and it's possible because some companies do it, but it must be easier just to, because it's extracted from oil, isn't it? Plastic.
It's what?
It's an oil
extracted from oil,
byproduct.
Yeah.
To just use new plastic. And they say, people don't like, if you have a bottle of water, that clear plastic is always brand new plastic, because used plastic again, it won't be a clear bottle. Get used to it, wouldn't we?
Exactly. Oh, that's just rubbish, because if you knew it was recycled, you'd more likely to buy it, I think.
Yeah.
Because it's not like it's recycled and dirty. It's recycled and completely new again, isn't it?
Yes.
And it's just really frustrating that, especially those of us that do try and recycle stuff, that there's people out there that really don't care, and it's frightening, really.
Yeah.
You think, why do they not care?
No, someone else's problem.
Yeah, exactly. As I say, I did see a thing recently, it might have been on YouTube actually, and it was showing the how little amounts, and also how things get sent to other countries, and it's overwhelming for them now, because there's just too much of it.
Yeah.
Even, I think we might have touched on it before, I'm not sure, talking about we all feel good because we send our clothes to charity.
Yes.
And that's getting used. And then I found out recently that Africa has been overwhelmed with the amount of clothes sent to them. They don't know what to do with them, and you think, what are we doing? Why are we bothering?
It is.
It's just a shame.
Makes you quite despondent, really.
So just recycle what you've got yourself, use it yourself. Don't necessarily expect someone else to do it. How is recycling where you are? Is it a problem, or do you recycle well? I would like to think that people do.
Yesterday in French, I learnt and promptly forgot again the French equivalent.
What
is wrong with my mouth today? Of LOL.
Oh yes,
and
I think I did know it. It's obviously forgotten already.
Something like MDR.
Oh, they do MDR. That's murd.
No. This was for LOL, and it's something like, the phrase was something like, "I died laughing." So it might be more. Qualify that at a later time.
Yeah.
So,
I've got a screenshot of something that the Sharon and I hope to be doing in July or August, and there's a visit to Coutern Castle, so look out for that one.
Oh yes.
Because I'd heard that it wasn't open to the public, it was private, but they do open in July and August, so fingers crossed we get to do that.
I've got a knitting pattern, which I don't think I'll do now. I had it in my head for a long time because I have been knitting something, still knitting it, for a good couple of years now. I'm not a slow knitter, I just don't pick it up and do it.
You're not still doing the pullover? I thought you'd finished it.
No.
So you haven't done the armholes, have you?
I haven't done the armholes. It's picking up again. I hate picking up. Anywho, I've always wanted to do this shawl because it's like a triangle
shawl. You mentioned that, yeah.
And it's supposed to be a way of using up all your scraps.
Yeah.
So I like the idea of that. When I looked at the pattern, ow!
Did you say it was on
stung by something.
Did you say it was on a circular needle?
It wasn't that. It was. I'm going to look at the beginning.
The wind chimes are working hard today.
It's knitted in the round and then steeked.
Steeked?
I have no idea. Making a rectangular wrap shawl, and it's. I started to look at the pattern and I thought, this is so complicated.
Oh,
I really
you wouldn't think it to look at it.
No, and that's why I saved it, because I thought, oh, that's lovely. It'll be a good way of using things up. But I think I'll just.
I'm sure with that, when you think about it, you could just knit a whole long, very wide strip, and then there's a way of folding it, isn't there, and sewing it together to make it into a poncho.
Yes,
Talking
I'm
of
going to
which,
do my own thing.
Duncan's sister actually bought me it's like a beige colour, short sort of poncho.
Oh, nice.
Very lightweight one, so it's quite a nice one because it's not too big, and you can keep it in the handbag for a spring evening if you felt chilly.
Oh, nice.
And she also gave me a couple of handmade soaps, which were nice.
Oh, I think I've just been stung.
It's probably one of those harvest mites.
Yeah.
Or what was they called? I can't remember the other word now.
Squiggles, no.
Sugars? Or
Sugars.
I've got one that's actually a screenshot from Temu. Nice shape, they taper at the bottom, and again I've taken this just because I thought actually I might try that.
Yeah.
I did have. You remember we were talking about the fact that I got those PDF patterns?
Yes.
And these PDF patterns caused a bad virus on my computer, and one of them was trousers similar to this, so that's probably why I screenshot that, so that I couldn't have a go myself.
Getting back to Temu.
So I had to get rid of all those PDFs.
One, I started to feel more sympathy towards them because Trump's put these enormous tariffs on Chinese trade. So he's more or less doubled the price of everything coming from China into America.
Oh right, yes, I did hear that.
Yeah, and I thought, maybe I'll just to have one over on Trump, start using Temu. And the other thing that's annoying me about Temu is I go on Facebook Marketplace to see if there's things for sale locally that might be interesting, and then I see something and I click on it and it's a bloody Temu advert.
So it's connected with that now as
Yeah,
well.
on my Facebook Marketplace. Very
frustrating.
Insidious.
Well, it's funny saying that because
insidious. Incipient. No, it's not incipient. Is it insidious? Like creeping into your DMs, yeah. It's seeding in a gradual, subtle way, but with very harmful effects.
Okay.
So it is insidious. Insidious.
Yeah.
Insidious.
So yeah, saying about Temu, Duncan, there's something like that. I don't know if anybody that watches regularly will know we bought like a dining chair, just an extra chair.
Yes.
But when we got it, it had the feet of the legs missing, so we thought, well, that's easy, you can get them anywhere, but so far we haven't managed to find them, and so Duncan went on to Temu and found them, and it came to that same old story about, but it's going to cost you this much in post, but if you buy this much your postage will be free. And he was laughing because all these offers kept bouncing up.
Yeah.
In the end it was offering like €400 worth of stuff. I have no idea what he did in the end, but he's saying to me, is there anything else we need? Anything else we need? Oh God.
They're advertising, Temu again, in the games I play. You know, you get adverts in between your games you play on your phone. And it's about a free tablet that people are getting from Temu at the moment. There's loads of adverts.
It's funny you saying about a free tablet. Duncan's dad, when we got there, bought a tablet for €70 from, and he's really happy with it. Even comes with an extra keyboard.
From Temu or somewhere
From
else?
Temu.
From Temu.
Yeah. And it's really good for the money. Definitely.
Yeah.
So because he only wants something basic, and he's really happy with it. The other, what I was saying about the Temu, I've got another one here. Before we went away, we were searching in some of our little cupboard drawers for something, and come across loads and loads and loads of business cards. Now, if ever we go anywhere we're not buying anything, almost out of politeness, we pick up a business card, because we always say, "Oh, we'll check that out," or we might sort of contact you later. So we had loads of those, and we said they're just so everywhere. And I said there must be a folder that you can get to keep them all in tidy.
Yes, you can.
And of course I went to Temu, because it's the
I used
place
to
to
have one
go
of
where
those.
you can't think where else to get things.
Yeah.
And I screenshot the one that you can buy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you can get one that takes 300 cards.
I had one of those when I was important.
When you was important. Still important, Sharon.
Thank you.
Just not to orbit or housing.
Well, I've got another one here, which I think was probably discussing. I can't speak today.
Yeah.
That we had, and it's the difference between a crow, a rook, a raven. I think they were the main things.
What a coincidence. When I was in UK with Duncan and his parents, we went to a park, Bushy Park, and there was these black birds that were hanging around the cafe area, and myself and Grant, Duncan's dad, were discussing what bird it was.
Yes.
And we decided it wasn't actually a blackbird and it wasn't a crow, so I looked it up and there was a name for the bird that it was.
Yeah. Was it?
So I can't remember, but
a chough. Did crow? Interestingly, what did you just say? Crow.
Crow or a...
I'm thinking of the one that's not on here. Blackbird. Blackbird isn't on here.
Yeah. No.
But I've got a crow, a raven, a jackdaw, a hooded crow.
Jackdaw was one that was come up when I looked as well.
Yeah.
But there's
I know
something
magpie.
called like a... I'm not sure it said thistle, not thrush. Something thistle or something else. So they weren't...
Oh, right, okay.
It did come across, because I said, what are the blackbirds in Bushy Park? And
right,
so it seems
okay.
that they're saying it
specific.
could be. They're not really being very
It's
specific.
interesting, isn't it?
Yeah. My last one is when we was in the UK, we did a London day, or London morning actually. We'd gone out the night when we got there, went to Nando's, had some lunch, had a bit of a wander around. The next day we got up and wandered, and we went to Little Venice. And had a look around there, because there was a sort of fair with the canal boats and everything.
Oh, lovely. I think you sent me some pictures of the canal boats.
We went there with our French neighbours, if you looked at that video at all. But this time there was a fair on, and so we'd walked all round there, lots to see. Weather was a bit grey, unfortunately. And then from there we ended up wandering off. It must have gone and had something to eat. Then we ended up in Regent's Park and had a wander through there. By now my feet are ready to drop off. And just out of curiosity, at one point I looked, and we'd done nearly 14,000 steps.
Oh.
Now that was a lot in one morning.
It is
So
a lot in one morning.
that's why I screenshot that.
Yeah.
So that's my screenshots finished. Have you got any others?
I've just got one which is a little cartoon, which I probably sent to Fee. Fee and I, well, we have a thing in our family, we don't like to ask the lady. So we would, if you're trying to find out something at a railway station, we'd rather look everywhere than ask the lady.
Nice.
But the other thing, we're not very good. Fee's a lot better now because their job demands it. I never really got over that.
Is it because you want to work it out for yourself?
No,
'Cause that's normally
no,
the
it's a
problem with
fear of
me.
the other person.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, see, I'd just go up there now and just ask them.
I'm better than I was, but we did go through a stage where neither of us could ask the lady. And phone calls, I've still got a phone phobia a bit. I'd much rather do anything else.
Yeah.
Right, and this was what this little cartoon says. It says, call them. There's two people. So one says, call them. And the other one goes, I sent them an email. And then it goes, it's better to call them. I've also texted them. Just call them. I'll send him another email. I'd rather do anything than actually call.
Duncan hates talking on the phone, but sometimes when he gets a really long email or a really long message, then he'll say, I just wish they'd phone.
Yes.
So he can't win, really.
Yes, yeah.
Can't win. But,
Yeah.
So have you had any crazy dreams
I've
recently?
I've had a couple.
Just before we finish, we're going to share Sharon's dreams.
Yeah, this was a quick one. I was on a bus, which at some stage stopped at a nursery and picked up all the babies, and they were babies, that had yet to be collected by their parents. I looked after one, and the bus driver put the other two on two different luggage racks and drove off. I have no idea how the parents were supposed to catch the bus up.
See, what was you watching before you went asleep?
I have no idea. And this was the other one. I fell in with a crowd of kind of quite posh party people.
Right.
And I was lucky enough to get on a coach to go to this special seaside house. So the house was what we'd think of as a very typical Victorian seaside house. So it's like 3 or 4 floors, painted white. But it was on a corner, so it kind of went like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you get
Yeah.
But inside was a circus ring with dancers and a stage. I didn't have any shoes on, and I was offered 3 shoes of kind of different types, but only one of each type.
Okay, so you're supposed to hop?
I have no idea.
Was it all? So it was only all the right feet, all the left?
I think it was a mixture of the two.
So
But there would be like a flat sandal and a high heel shoe.
That would have been fun, wouldn't it? Trying to walk like that.
And people just went, well, pick a shoe. There was also a room full of mud, which you could play in. Very clean mud.
Is there such a thing as clean mud?
Well, yeah, I suppose if you did a mud pack, it wouldn't be like digging up some from the garden.
I suppose not. Yeah.
So it was very clean mud.
Yeah.
But then I became an investigative journalist. I know where this came from. And I was trying to get to the bottom of a stabbing of a young girl by surreptitiously interviewing some of the boys.
Oh, okay.
And one of them was in the mud. I think that's how I went into the mud room. But
Okay,
I think
so what had you been watching?
No, I think I still had forensic files playing on my phone. So I think that's where the stabbing of the young girl.
Is it surreptitiously?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So it's gone into your brain.
Seeped in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was the big mud room, circus ring, 1 shoe.
Can't remember if I told you about my own dream that's for some reason is still stuck in my. Well, you'll know when I tell you. The only dream I can remember recently was when Brad Pitt was kissing my neck, and then went and did my shopping. And everybody I've told that, they said, "What an ideal man."
Yeah. What do you really want from a man?
Yeah.
I want him to kiss my neck
Yeah.
and go and do a big shop. What else do you need? All right.
Anyway, we're going to leave it there, and thankfully the camera didn't cut out this time.
No,
it must have been,
surprisingly.
yeah, we're sort of out of the direct sun.
Because
So
I have got one warm arm.
have you? I'll see about
Yeah,
a little bit.
This one's fine. This one's just there's getting a little warm.
Anyway, we'll see you next time. Au revoir.
What?